Good evening, Broadmoor faculty and staff. I am trying a little something new for some mid-March instructional reminders. Shout out to Mr. Darden, one of our technology-using teachers, who's trying to move me into the 21st century with using a little technology for my instructional reminders. Thank you for your help, Mr. Darden. What I'm trying to do, teachers, is just go over some mid-March things. Now that we finished testing again, thank you, Ms. Moore. Thank you to all of those of you who were patient with us today as we got through ACT testing. I did offer a lot of incentives to students as far as the jeans. We were trying to be patient with that, as far as the seniors and showing up today, and we had great attendance. So just thank you, teachers, for all your patience. We just really needed to get through ACT today because there are a lot of things at stake with those scores for ACT. I have a few other concerns before we move into our crew meetings tomorrow. I will not meet with you in your crew meetings. You have crew captains and teachers and administrators that will be there. And I know all of you have an agenda for that, but there are a few things I want to talk about that are important to me that are on my concerns list. One of those things would be about seniors and Fs. Teachers, at this point, we're down to about 6 weeks that we have left with these seniors. If they are failing your class, I know, I understand you wanted to play tough in real world. I understand you've been telling them the whole year to get this together, that together. But at this point, what I really need you to do is contact those parents and continue to work with those seniors to give them every opportunity to pass with redos and retakes and making up assignments. They have an amnesty day on Friday that they can use to make up work to get in good standing. So I'm hoping that you work with them on that. The other thing is, I've already mentioned about the crew meetings. With the crew meetings, we want to make sure that we come to those with ideas. We are reflecting in our crew meetings on what we did this year, but we're also reflecting in our crew meetings on what we want to do next year. This is the time of the year last year where we got in our crew meetings and we started planning for this year. That has a lot to do with how smooth things have been this year in all of our activities, in all of our professional development, in all of our policies that we put in place. I know we've had to make changes based on district regulations or district requirements, but the main reason a lot of our things went smoothly is because we had planned already at the end of last year. So let's start to look into next year and changes and adjustments, what works, what doesn't work, what we'd like to try. And let's use our crew meetings to do that. The extra 30 minutes each day ended today for students, but district office did contact me and say that the teachers, as we got that memo, still have to put an hour, 30 minutes. Tomorrow's crew meeting will be 1 hour, so I'll turn in that sign-in sheet for the 1 hour. The 30 minutes, they really kind of give us a little leeway on that. They would just as well see us continue to 30 minutes a day like the students. I would more or less like us to see one planning in your classroom work or departmental day, 1 hour each week, and then one 30-minute day. And that will kind of get it knocked out in 2 days, and the rest of your days will be your own to leave at 2:25. So for this week, the crew meeting is the hour meeting that we're going to do tomorrow. And we would need to do our 30 minutes on Thursday, meaning you would leave instead of 2:40, you would leave at 3:10. And then we'd be done with that for this week. So let's continue to do that. And we should be able to make that up. I think that's through the 28th of April, but I'll check on that date. The last thing is I want to make sure that we follow protocol on facilities, our facilities protocol. Let me be more specific with that. In far as when you need things in your classroom or things on this facility that you need to report. I'm getting a little concerned about our use of Mr. Hamilton and overuse and maybe even taking advantage of Mr. Hamilton and Mr. Marie being here and the only two custodians that are here. We do have a protocol. We don't just call Mr. Hamilton or Marie on our own. You report problems that you have to the office. I call Mr. Hamilton on the walkie-talkie if I need him to report, if I need him to see to something, if we need to put a note in his box. And I think few people are taking advantage of that. Mr. Hamilton will stop and do whatever you need, but that doesn't make it right. we have a protocol here. I'm concerned that he's getting a little overwhelmed because people are not following protocol and just call Mr. Hamilton, do this, Mr. Hamilton, ask Mr. Hamilton for this, and that's not the protocol here. So I really ask that we get that protocol correct, and let's get that straight as far as coming to me and or one of the assistant principals, and they will check with me, or Miss Lockwood, and she will get to me if we have facilities issues. And unfortunately, you may just have to wait in line for us to get to it. But we need to avoid just going directly to Mr. Hamilton for the personal things that you need in your classroom or on the facilities. That comes through the office. So I wanted to clear that up. I look forward to your crew meetings tomorrow and the feedback I get from that, and what you get done in those meetings. We will continue on following our curriculum and preparing our students for EOC. That is the next big hurdle that we have. I need several of you to be focused on your SLT results. Also, I need you to work with your administrators to schedule your second semester evaluations. So we have quite a few things coming up. We have quite a few dates coming up. We're looking forward to those dates. One final thing I forgot. 7th hour advisory period. We will be on the 7th hour advisory schedule on Friday. Mr. McDonald has scheduled a PBIS assembly for 7th period for students who have not received a TOR, ISS, or suspension. So, of course, that's going to eliminate a few. We'll work as usual and have a few teachers stay with those students and double up. And the rest of you report to the assembly and assist us in that PBIS assembly that will be in the auditorium during 7th period, meaning we will be on 7th period advisory. Thank you so much. Thank you for being patient for me trying video. This is new for me, but I'm hoping that it'll encourage some of you. It's very simple. Trust me, if I can do it, to try our flipped classrooms and blended learning formats for the future. Thank you. Have a good evening.